All right. Mic check, mic check. Can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes. I'm just going to fix my headphones. Mic check. Mic check. Oh, mic check, check. Check, 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 check. All right, there we go. Okay, we're back, you guys. Took a little while. Never play with anything that you're not supposed to play with while you're doing a live stream.
That doesn't sound great.
Yeah, well, you know what I mean. Welcome, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch as well. I still got to figure this out. This is my first time using OBS, and let me tell you, it's taken over 8 hours to figure this out. But I'm determined. We will get there. So right now, let's do the second half of this podcast. See, it works out better now. I could cut it and edit it better. So there you go. Exactly. Okay, so I'll start the intro back again. So, again, today, you guys, we are talking about everything that's surrounding purpose and destiny over our lives. And I'm here with a special guest, Beauty Blossom. She's on TikTok. You could add her. She's got an incredible story. So make sure you add Beauty Blossom. And we're just having a great conversation about purpose and just leaving a legacy and just our life mission as well. So yeah, did you have anything to add to purpose? I know you had different questions and different things too.
Let me just pull it up. Hold on a second. We're just continuing our conversation from the first one, right?
Exactly. So we had a first part one. This is part two of our series. And this is for a podcast show that we're going to. This is actually our first podcast show. So I hope you guys are enjoying it. We won't be in the chat. We won't really be doing any shout outs or anything like that because we're recording for a podcast show. And hopefully you'll be able to see that on Amazon, Spotify, and different podcast outlets as well. Just go to Beauty Blossom's page on TikTok. And also you could go to my page under DJ Honeyflow or my new page under Unlocking Destiny as well. And I should have that information where the new podcast will be so you could hear it.
Okay, so I have a question. What activity makes you lose track of time and makes you feel the most engaged? That could be likely linked to your purpose.
Ooh, that's a good one. What activity? I love watching motivational speakers. Like I used to always be at the front of the room and travel different places, Texas, DC, everywhere, just to see speakers. That really ignites me because I'm attracted to intelligence too. So just having good conversation and motivation, whether it's surrounding your faith, your finances, relationships. I used to always be there. I would say that, and of course, music. Being a DJ, music has always sparked my passion. What about you?
For me, I would say looking at fashion. I'm constantly looking at outfits, different colors, different textures, or I'm researching some sort of thing to do with healing trauma, healing in whatever form that may be, just to kind of, I don't know, get me as free as I can possibly be.
Yeah, you definitely love shopping, I would say.
I love shopping. You know what I love? I love creating outfits. Like I just love that's something I would do, when I was partying. That would be like the pinnacle point, like what am I gonna wear? And I sometimes I would like cut up different stuff and people would be like, where did you get that? Because I couldn't sew. So I'm like, let me just cut something. And they'd be like, where did you get that? I'm like, well, I cut it. And then I kind of put it together. I don't know.
You had some banger outfits back in the day as well.
I know. I know.
Do
Those
you
are some
miss
good.
that? All those dresses, stiletto heels.
Not the heels for sure. Possibly the dresses. I don't know. Not really. I mean, it was. that time in life, and I enjoyed it. I mean, it was the worst time of my life and the best time of my life at the same time, if that makes sense.
Mhm. No, that definitely does as well. Yeah.
Hmm.
So,
But they say now that the whole partying scene doesn't really exist anymore, especially for these younger folks. They're more into like being healthy, not drinking, and that sort of thing, which
which is
is def-
great.
it's great. Yeah, I was shocked to see that actually.
I was very shocked to hear that too, that they'd rather wake up like, um, early in the morning and do their exercises and Pilates. I was shocked. And they'd rather a coffee party that where you're only staying out in the afternoon. I'm like, they're acting as old as we are. Like, I'm very
Yeah.
surprised with the young generation, but kudos to them because we weren't like that. We stayed up till 4 or 5 in the morning and we were out. Remember, we were out in clubs that were smoky. It was super smoky too back in the day. If someone turned on the light, you could see this thick fog of smoke. I don't know if you remember that. I do.
I do. I do.
And especially if you
But
weren't a smoker, oh my gosh, like uh but I say everyone our age is kind of looking like the new 30s or 20s maybe. Well, maybe 20s might be pushing it.
yeah, I wouldn't say 20s, possibly 30s.
But
Yeah,
everyone in their 40s is looking kind of young, right?
I know. I know. I don't know what it is.
I don't know if it was the diet, the water, who knows? I'm not sure. So, do you have any other points too or questions surrounding purpose there?
Yeah. Can a life focused on happiness and pleasure also be a purposeful life?
That's a good question. Can it be focused on passion and pleasure?
Happiness and pleasure.
Happiness and pleasure will get to your purpose. What do you think?
No.
No? Why?
I think a lot of people are deceived on what truly brings happiness and pleasure. Because like we were saying before, right? You want all the material wealth, you want the picket fence, all of that. You get that and you still feel empty. So you think that's going to fulfill you. You think that's going to make you're finally going to be happy. And then
Mhm.
you realize you get that and you're still empty because you're not really fulfilling any kind of purpose. Those are just extra things.
But don't you have happiness and pleasure when you fulfill your purpose? Like you do have that, don't you?
Yeah, you can. I wouldn't say it's always pleasurable,
Mhm.
but it's satisfying. It's two different things.
Oh, it's satisfying. Yeah. Yeah, I would definitely say that.
But
Um
I wouldn't say it's pleasurable. Like it's not I don't know, it's not always fun to walk in what I think God wants me to do. It's
no,
hard
but
to
I
want
would
to
say it's pleasurable once you get there. I don't know. Like I feel like you have this excitement or this zest or whatever it is. Like, for life and just you feel like I don't know, you just feel like you can rest, like you just feel good, like this is you. This is what you're created and what you're born to do, right?
right. Yeah, I guess yeah, if you look at it from that perspective. But I think they're talking about it as more like you indulge into the pleasures of life, right? That's how I perceive the question though.
Mhm. Yeah, that's true. If you're indulging in the pleasures of life, probably not. Like you're never going to feel like we look at so many different people, right? Especially in the industry, just indulging and just so unsatisfied they are. Like they have so many cars, they have the huge mansion, they have all the relationships at their disposal that they can have. Like it's such a lie, right? And social media could be such a lie too when you're looking at relationships and you think the relationship is perfect
Yeah.
and then you find out that maybe someone cheated or it wasn't so perfect, right?
Well, yeah, look look at the Christy and Desmond situation, right?
Yeah, so that's what shows that, yeah, we should never think that, right? Like someone's life is better. Um, it's just such an illusion. Because I used to think that too, watching them as well, right?
Hmm. I'm sure a lot of people did.
I'm like, wow, he seems like the perfect guy. Like he can cook. He's a chef. Had to just fix my camera there. Um, like he's a chef. He's cooking for her all the time. He's doing all these amazing things. He's a good looking guy, you know. But again, no one knows the true breakdown. Like we only see what we want to see through our lenses, right? But we don't
Right.
know. We don't know everything, and it's not our place to know everything about someone else's relationship. Like
Mhm.
I feel like it could happen to anyone or any marriage, right?
Well, yeah, and that's what comes along with taking your relationship public like that, right?
Yeah, exactly. That definitely
I
does.
I think that was kind of the demise of the relationship, actually.
It could be. Like, why do you think that?
Uh, like I said, I'm not there. I don't know 100%, but what I perceive is it looks like he became really unsatisfied. Like he was, it looks like he wasn't into it anymore. And she was traveling all the time. He would stay at home with the kids, cooking for the kids. So it probably felt like she gets to go and have all the fun, and here I am doing all the work, right?
Mhm.
That's kind of what I see, but I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe that's some of it, but you could definitely see body language in some of the later videos that he is not into it.
Oh, for sure. But I thought that was just the role he was playing, you know? Like I thought that was
Mm,
the role that he might have just been playing.
no, because I remember like even a year ago, like his reactions were like overly dramatic, right? And now he would just look like he wouldn't even really engage anymore.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes we could find things, and I notice this in relationships on different platforms, is you find more acceptance, or it may feed your ego, especially ones that are married or in relationships, right? It kind of, you may get more attention from other women in other chat rooms or other men, and it kind of feeds you, right? And maybe you're getting the acceptance there, and your spouse can't even tolerate you at home. So then you dive into these platforms, or you dive into whatever is feeding that, because, and it could also be community, right? It may not even be with relationships, it could be with friendships too, that you find more of a community, say online or somewhere else, than you would in real time, right? And you just dive in, and then that kind of feeds you. But that could also be dangerous too if there's like no balance and you're not connecting with your partner at home, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah, but that's definitely another topic as
For
well.
another day.
Yeah, for another day. But as we bring it back to purpose, is there anything else that you had on your list there?
So what do you think the relationship between freedom and purpose is?
I think once you know your true God given purpose, you start having that freedom, because you have this freedom that comes over you in knowing who you are and what you are created for, right? And when you're fulfilling that, it just feels like, I think all the pieces are together in your life, like when you really go for it and you're really doing what he's calling you to do. And it is a struggle. Like it is hard, it leaves you very vulnerable. I don't want to do videos. I don't want to talk about my story. I don't even want to go back there. And I'm pushing myself to post, right? Sometimes you just want to leave things behind. But I think, like you said, when you shared your story, there is a freedom. There is a freedom in just letting go, and just saying it and putting it out there. And then I feel like God could then work with those broken pieces in you as well. What do you think?
Yeah, I would say freedom definitely comes along when you're walking in your purpose, because you kind of realize, especially when it's God given, you realize that you were trying to fulfill some other purpose, like to the world standards, right? Which actually kept you locked up and imprisoned and encaged. But when you finally realize, okay, you're not, all the pressure the world gives you on, okay, you gotta be financially good, you gotta be in this relationship, you gotta have the white picket fence with this and that and this, and life never always goes like that. And once you realize that's okay, and you start looking to God and you do it His way, it's like all that other stuff that was imprisoning you, it just falls off, and it's like you're free now. And the Bible says that we're not here to please men. So it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. It really doesn't. As long as you know that you are fulfilling the purpose that God's given you, and you're trying to please Him and make Him proud, it doesn't matter what anyone else says. If they think you're crazy, or it literally sets you free when you have your mind kind of focused on, okay, I'm only here to please God. I wasn't called here to please men.
Hmm. That's hard to do. That's not easy to do because you're going against the grain of what the world has taught you, right? And don't you feel like there's a bit of a grieving process? Because I felt grief. I felt not only grief in losing people that I loved or a lot of friendships or even my ex. I feel like there's a grieving process to dying to yourself. It's like a grieving process. It's a true process, like a grieving process of what you thought life would be, or maybe having the family, the kids, the mortgage, the white picket fence, everything that you said, right? The success, climbing up the corporate ladder, making this much money. Like it's kind of a grieving process to die to all those things.
Oh, yeah, for sure it is. But once you've grieved it and you get over that and you allow God to heal you in those areas, it becomes freedom,
Mhm.
right? I don't know, I can tell certain people who are still kind of imprisoned in their own minds, and I can tell the ones who are truly free.
How can you tell that?
Maybe God given discernment. I don't know. I could tell when someone is genuine. I could tell. I don't know. I can't even explain it. I could just tell. Maybe there's like a glow in their eyes, or just the things. Remember, I pay attention to everything that comes out of someone's mouth. Um, and I'm able to see if what they're saying is the truth, if they truly believe it, or it's not. Um, I think it comes down to just having discernment and asking God for discernment in that.
Mhm. Yeah, that's so true. Yeah, definitely. I agree with that. Um so what can we say to get like to just help people get to their purpose? Like what are some things that would kind of help people as well?
I think the number one thing is to get healing for everything that's gone on in your own life, to face the past traumas, especially when it comes to childhood. Many people didn't grow up in, the perfect family, and that's where most of your thinking is formed, in your childhood. So you need to go back, you need to process all of that, you need to grieve what happened, and maybe grieve the loss of, even if your parents are still alive, the loss of what you thought it should be. And like you said, it's a process, but most people don't want to go through the process because it's hard. It's a hard process to go through. But I feel like I'm getting on the other end of it. Um, and I've never felt, like I told you, I've never felt more at peace than I ever have in my entire life.
Mhm.
So if I have to continue to go through that process, I will. Just because I know the fruits of what I'm experiencing now.
And culturally too, I when I think about freedom too, there's a lot of cultures when you think about it. Like I remember growing up with friends that culturally like had to get arranged marriages or had to do the right thing and had to, you know, become a doctor or a lawyer or just a status thing because of their families, right? And you see that in a lot of cultures, like, you know, Nigerians, you see them really like outperforming and, you know, they're definitely taught to like excel, right? Performance base and especially with their careers, you see that with my culture, East Indians, you know, South Asians. You see that in a lot of different cultures, and then some cultures would disown you, or some you're forced into marriage. What what do you? How can you even find your purpose when you now have that family pressure and still trying to do it God's way, but you're forced to, you know, do it society's way and the way that your family raised you.
Once again, you know, we're not here to please people, meaning your family as well. Right?
Mhm.
It's a hard pill to swallow sometimes. Um, but I mean, Jesus said himself, I came to bring a sword against families. So sometimes if things aren't lining up, then who are you going to live to please at the end of the day? Who do you have to answer to at the end of the day? Not while, you know, not just while you're living your life here, but your other life. And that's, I think, where we all should set our mind on and set our focus on, right? I've known a lot of people that have walked away from families because, you know, it wasn't aligning to what God was calling them to do. So it like I said, it is a hard process, and sometimes you have to give up, you know, close relationships. It's not easy, but God never told us it would be easy, right?
Mhm.
So it just comes down to the fact of, are you going to accept that or not? And if you're going to continue to try to live to please your family, you will never experience freedom. So it all comes down to what you really want deep down.
Yeah, exactly. Like I just learned that recently, you know, with the family thing. Like people pleasing and pleasing the family.
Mm-hmm.
Like really we're not supposed to be pleasing anyone, like anyone here on earth. You know, that's crazy to think, right?
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you're taught, okay, you got to respect your family and that sort of thing, right?
Yeah.
But really
It
the main thing is pleasing him before anything else, anyone else.
it is crazy, but once you get that, it is so freeing. It is unbelievably freeing.
Mhm. So true. Yeah. So did you have anything else on your, I know we're going to wrap up soon as well, but
Um, Let me just see here. I mean, there's a lot of questions here. I'm just picking and choosing.
mhm. I couldn't get Facebook working, but YouTube and Twitch are working as well. So we have a few viewers on YouTube. Welcome you guys, and also on Twitch.
So we could think of it the opposite way now. So what does a strong sense of purpose, or when does a strong sense of purpose actually become dangerous?
Hmm. I'd have to think about that one. I'm not quite sure.
So
Oh, maybe it becomes dangerous when it becomes your self ambition. Like when your purpose starts forming into becoming, oh, it's all about me and what
mm,
my achievements and I did it. It's almost like you become the idol or you become the God. It's no longer
right,
God like leading, it's you're the one that's done it.
right, yeah, that's a good example. Another one would be if you're ignoring ethical lines, right? Anything ethical,
Mhm.
or something like fanaticism. Am I
Hmm.
saying that right? Or fascism?
Mhm.
I don't know if I'm saying that right.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So
Um
when someone's like overly passionate about purpose, especially, in other religions, people can be like this. And unfortunately, it results in some devastating things,
mhm. Yeah,
right?
that's
Like
so true.
certain faiths have a purpose to unalive other faiths. That's their purpose.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's
Yeah,
insane. And they
yeah,
believe that. They believe that they're doing the right noble type of thing, right? Which we're already seeing. We're seeing that in these countries that we mentioned earlier, you know?
absolutely. And that's why I'm so passionate about truth versus lies, because they literally think they're in the truth. Like you know what I mean? But they're actually being deceived, because we're not here to unalive anybody.
Mhm.
We shouldn't have that power to take anyone's life. Who are we to do that?
Exactly. Yeah.
So they're walking in pure deception and very unaware of the truth.
Mhm. Yeah, so true. Like extremists for sure. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We're definitely seeing that worldwide. And thank God we haven't seen too much of that within North America, but you know, I believe there is a day, coming
Oh yeah,
in North America that people need to really wake up and see what's happening, right? But I
yeah,
do believe in the this day and age people are finding faith. Like as much as people make fun of you or say whatever they want to say, in this day and age something is happening where people are
yeah.
literally finding faith. Like when I look at Iran, I think it's so beautiful. There's so many underground churches, and these people are literally getting unalived for even just doing a demonstration. But there's
Mm-hmm.
so many underground churches now coming out in Iran. I think they said it was the number one place in China where every like people are now coming back to their faith, coming back to Jesus. Like
Well, I
that's
think there's
amazing.
yeah, I think there's 3 million Christians in China undercover actually.
Yeah, that is crazy. And to think we have so much freedom here. We have so much freedom in North America. It's like, why am I so scared to be free, to be who I am? Like, why
Mm-hmm.
am I timid if I have a few people making fun of me online or out there when I have the freedom? We have the freedom right now in Canada,
Mm-hmm.
at least right now. We don't know what the future is going to hold shortly soon because they're trying to ban and suppress things here as well.
Yeah,
But, we have that voice, so we need to utilize that. And I feel like purpose comes from that as well. Like, you may not have thought of anything, but then all of a sudden your electricity gets out or something happens. Kind of, I think about Iran, what they're doing out there, and and then the person is fueled right with passion or is angry at what's happening, the injustices, so they go outside, they storm outside, and they're alongside thousands and thousands and thousands of people, right?
right.
And I think
Yeah,
that's where purpose, and regardless of even the cost, I mean, I don't know, even the cost of because a lot of lives are being, you know, at a cost right now just by demonstrating. So I think, like, how selfish are we to have this voice and have this freedom, but then we're afraid of what people are going to say or what they're going to do, or people are going to unfollow. Like, who cares? We have this voice right now in North America. We have so many resources that other countries don't. I think that's why when you look at other countries, I feel like that's why they see true miracles. Like when you
yeah,
look at Nigerians, you look at Iranians, you look at people in China, like you see, I've heard some crazy stories even in India, like people coming to
mm-hmm.
life, like crazy, crazy stories, like people that were blind and now they can see or they're walking, like crazy miracles. Why do you think it happens there more so than here?
Because their faith is stronger.
Mhm.
right? They're literally depending on every single day for the Lord.
Mhm.
We don't, we have so much here. We don't need to do that. We don't need to depend on God every single day,
Yeah.
right?
We don't. We have everything at our disposal. We could turn on the faucet and there's water. We don't even think how that water comes, right? Like
Right.
we're living in shelter. We have a nice home. We have a nice There's so many things we got to be grateful for, guys, that I think we just take for granted so many times. I know I have lots in my life, but I'm learning to be so grateful for and sometimes I complain, and sometimes I'm like, God, why do you put me through this? Uh, it's a process, right? But I'm so grateful for Him bringing me, like, like where He's brought me. I'm so grateful right now, like with everything, even if things aren't exactly the way I want them or the way the way you thought life would be. I'm
Mm-hmm.
still so grateful for everything He's done, right?
And that's good because gratitude is what heals anxiety, actually.
Mhm.
So when you are grateful for, when you realize those small things are huge, yeah,
For sure. Have you ever thought, like, I always find that when you go to another country and you visit and you talk to the locals, like they're so appreciative of the smallest things, even if they don't have that much. There's just a joy in their heart and in their eyes. You could see it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And that's the question you asked me, like, how can you tell? Literally, those people, they are genuine people because they don't have much. They don't have much to hide, really. Um, I went on a missions trip when I was 18. I'll never forget it. And like I was just happy to get back home and have Eggo waffles with my syrup because the food was just and I'm not even a foodie, but
Oh,
the
where?
thing
That was Cuba?
Cuba, yeah. But we went into like the shacks of, well, a lot of it is shacks there. Um but the most happiest people I've ever seen in my life, and giving, the most giving, like it was, they'll just take you in and like make you feel like part of the family. Like I didn't, for that reason I didn't want to leave. It was hard to come back here and get used to how people were here.
And some of those people only get a meal a day, right? They barely get like 3 meals a
Mm-hmm.
day. Like,
Yeah.
I know we're sitting there complaining as Canadians. I did watch this video with a Cuban talking about that, just how ungrateful people are when they come there. And they're like, look, Cubans barely get 1 meal a day. Like,
Yeah, it's true.
be lucky that you have the food and the highest, even if it's not like high quality, like Jamaica or, going to Mexico or different places.
Yeah, because
Um,
when I was there, sorry,
yeah, go ahead.
when I went 2 years ago, I think it was 2 years ago in Veradero. They had to, actually, no, it was in Havana. Um, they were telling us how they were selling rice, I think it was, and they were only allowed to purchase like a small amount, so everyone, there'd be enough for everyone. I was like, wow. And I think they told us the price. It was crazy. I forget what it was.
And there's just a surplus of food we have. I had someone say that when I complained about something. I think it was in Jamaica, and it was at the front desk, and the Jamaican guy's like, well, be lucky you could even travel. I'm like, yeah, but it's expensive. Like, we're still paying. We still have to save an entire year or a couple years just to travel. And they're like, well, be grateful you could even travel. We can't even do that. Right. And it kind of puts things into perspective, like how lucky we are. It's nothing but a lottery pick that I feel like sometimes in life, it's nothing but a lottery pick to where we were born. You know what I mean? Like, we could have been born in a different, you could have been born in the Ukraine.
I know. I know. Crazy, right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
crazy,
Yeah.
and I could have been somewhere else, as well. So it just, it makes you think a lot about what we have and what we take for granted, you know?
Absolutely.
And I think thinking about those things definitely and having a heart filled with gratitude, those things will bring you to your purpose as well, right? I don't know if you heard Christine Kane's story. Have you heard her story?
I think so.
Yes.
Just tell me again.
Yeah. So basically, Christine Kane, she's amazing. Someone I've followed because she runs the largest anti-human trafficking organization in the world called A21 Campaign. And it really started with her just walking through an airport. I think she was already successful. I think with Hillsong. I think she was with Hillsong, or she was already successful as a speaker, I believe. But it started with her walking through an airport and seeing a missing poster. And then she just couldn't get that image out of her mind. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so then she started researching how many people were missing. Wow, 50 million people, around the world are missing. 50 million. That's insane. That's an entire state,
Yep.
and an
Yeah.
entire country. Like, where are all these people? Right? And she couldn't get the the face out of her mind. So then she started researching more. She had no idea what human trafficking was, and that's what led her into trying to help. Kind of like when you look at Tim Tebow's story as well, football
Mm-hmm.
player, like he's got an incredible story too, and now he's fighting against it. And the thing I found interesting with the anti human trafficking was she would actually partner with the Johns, meaning she would partner with the buyers.
Right.
Everyone thought she was
Smart.
insane. Everyone's like, that's insane. There's no way a buyer is going to help you, help kids, and help people get out of human trafficking. There's just no way.
Mm-hmm.
But it's almost like a weird, brilliant idea that,
Genius.
yeah, like that God used, because there is
Yeah.
so much conviction on these buyers. These buyers don't know that they're buying kids, because these women, these young kids, are wearing makeup, their hair's all done. Like my friend said, when he went to Dominican, he saw a lineup of women, and they all
Mm-hmm.
looked our age, but they're probably like 13, 15, maybe younger years old,
Yeah.
right? And a
Yeah.
lot of these men don't know exactly what human trafficking is. So anyway, she started with just helping a few people, and then it turned into a big global campaign called A21 campaign. So I encourage you guys to Google A21 anti human trafficking. It's just a passion. I really, really want to fight in that area, and I really want to help,
Mm-hmm.
because there's so many people, like even flying out for a job, they don't know, right? Like,
Yeah.
and even I question that too when you're applying for sales jobs. Like, should you go here? Should you go there? Because you know they say it comes with travel. Like you fly out somewhere and you're never really seen again, right? So these
Yeah.
times you have to be,
Scary.
yeah, you have to be so careful. Um, so yeah, I think God needs to use our hearts, like He not only our hearts but our hands and feet. Doesn't it say many are called, few are chosen?
Yeah.
So how do you feel knowing that? Like many are called, few are chosen. Like,
Well, I want to be one of the few, man. I need to be on that few train. Like I don't want to be anywhere else.
yeah.
So, I don't want to miss out because, like you, I'm terrified. I want to hear on that day when I see him face to face, well done, good and faithful servant. Like I want to hear that. That is my life goal.
Yeah, I feel like that. I feel that too. I definitely
Mm-hmm.
feel that too, that if I were to go tomorrow and never have an extra day on this earth, like
Yeah.
I need to hear, well done, good and faithful servant. I don't want to be like shrugging my head and he's like, hey, like I gave you all these talents. How come you didn't use them? You
Mm-hmm.
know?
Yep.
Like, have you ever been frustrated trying to get there, but then you feel like it's not a straight line? It's like all over. It's like a roller coaster ride.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm in that stage now. It's like, okay, I felt like I've done a lot of videos already and I'm like, Lord, like should I keep going? Like I feel like I've talked about everything already. Like, okay, where do I go next? What's next?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it definitely is never a straight line. It's always this huge zigzags and this way, that way. But I feel like he's so patient with you. You know, he's so patient to work with you and to love you and to never give up on you. And what person on this planet is patient like that? There's no one.
No.
You know, you could get married and you could have a spouse that loves you, but who is patient to walk you through all those steps and to love you like exactly where you're at, even if you're a hot mess and you're just like wiling out or going crazy. Like he still loves you. He still is seeking you. Like he doesn't stop, right?
Yeah, I think just the fact that he hasn't come yet shows how patient he is. Because if I were him and I saw what was going on in humanity, I'd be like, enough. There's enough. Enough. You're done. You're done. You guys are all done.
I wonder if he has like he probably has so many emotions, because if we have emotions, then he's got to
Oh
have
yeah, he's
emotions.
angry. It says he's angry at the wicked every day.
Oh
Every day.
jeez, that's crazy.
Yeah, in Psalms, he's angry at the wicked every day.
Hmm.
So, but he's giving them time to change their ways, right?
I
Because
think
he doesn't want anyone to go to hell. He really doesn't.
yeah, a lot of people are definitely really waking up. Like a lot of people are waking up to the truth right now, especially when they're seeing things happen globally. Like a lot
Mm-hmm.
of people are waking up to their own mortality, especially the amount of people others have lost, right? It's like they're
Oh
waking
yeah.
up, like, and a lot of cool stories. Like I just saw Gwen Stefani. Like a lot of people in entertainment actually are kind of
Mm-hmm.
moving that way, which I think is
Mm-hmm.
so cool. Like people you'd least expect. So,
Well, I think because they realized that they thought they were untouchable, but with the AI Hollywood people come, fake Hollywood people coming in, real people are not needed anymore. So they're questioning, like, even though they had all this fame and popularity, they're going to become nobodies because they're already hiring AI made up individuals for movies and stuff. They're already making AI movies, so
oh yeah.
they're not going to need the celebrities anymore.
And for singing as well, I noticed that. But I feel
Yeah.
like it's all part of the enemy's tactic, because if you could get everyone into AI, like for example,
Mm-hmm.
all the music, that's all you're listening to. Because I've been listening
Mm-hmm.
to a few AI artists. I'm like, wow, they actually sound pretty good. Like really, really real, really, really good. But if you get
Mm-hmm.
it all filtered into one thing that you're listening to, you're looking up to, you're intaking, like it's just this one thing that's all AI. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like this world. It's almost like you're worshiping that a little bit, right? Like if you're
Well,
looking at just this one thing. So,
well, I believe that's what's going to be the beast system, but that's a topic for another day too, right?
oh yeah, we got to cover that. We're going to be known as the biggest conspiracy theorists. And it's funny how people call you a conspiracy theorist when it's like everything has happened. Like it's all truth. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's literally unfolding before people's very eyes, so you can't deny it.
Do you think
If
people
you
are
deny it,
aware something is going on, even if they're not Christian or they have no faith? Say if they're atheist, agnostic, or they're just not, they just think it's like rubbish. Like my father thinks like religion is totally rubbish, and we've had conversations, um, and I don't push, like, but obviously you want someone to see the truth, right? But they have to come to their own decision. You can't argue and fight someone to everyone has a choice in life. But if we pass away, you're basically choosing where you're going to go. Like, and it's either heaven or hell, and you make that choice. God doesn't make that choice for you. You make it, right?
right? Yep.
Yeah.
Free will. That's what free will is about, right?
But do you think a lot of the people like that don't believe in anything, do you think like they're noticing that things aren't normal? in this world?
Well, it's hard to say.
Or are they
I
just
feel like
so caught up where they're just like not even thinking about it?
no, I feel like they must know. They must know. I don't know how anyone cannot know, right? Especially from going from 2019 to now, even
Mhm.
it's completely different. It's a completely different world.
It's
Just not only
definitely.
in, but even the way travel's done. These QR codes to sign into everything. Like you gotta notice.
A digital ID, like all these things coming, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, I think there definitely is more urgency to get to your purpose because who knows how much anytime I talk about this stuff, I'm always censored as well, right? Censored on social media, the algorithms aren't pushing. Like, there's so many things that go wrong anytime you speak the truth. But
Hmm.
anytime I talk about anything else or do anything else, it's fine. I never have any issues or problems, right?
Exactly.
So that's where you know that, yeah, you are speaking the truth, right?
There's an agenda at hand, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So
Mhm.
but you can't worry about it. You got to just live each day, like be grateful, stay prayed up in this day and age and develop more of a relationship with Jesus because in the end none of this stuff matters. Like all the stuff we do, all the stuff we obtain, all the money we obtain, all the relationships, like none of it matters, right?
Yep. Yep.
So accept your intimacy with him. And that is boils down to heart issue. Not so much, oh, hey, I go to church 7 days a week or I serve 8 days a week or whatever, right?
Yeah.
That was a big lesson for me. Was that ever a lesson for you that kind of was like, whoa, I didn't realize that?
No, because I wasn't as apt of serving in the church just because I went through church early, right?
Yes.
So I maybe way back when, but not really. Um, I don't know. God's been dealing with my heart for a long time.
Hmm. I always felt a conviction, but I always felt that if I tried my good works or tried doing the best I can or tried doing the do's and the don'ts, like try to not be too borderline with things, you know what I mean? Then it would be fine. Then I'm living a good quality life, which is such a lie. Like,
Hmm.
that's not true because it boils down to a heart issue that
Yeah.
even if you checked off all the do's and don'ts in your life, doesn't make you better than anyone else. It just means that you've tried your best to live a certain life, but I don't know, like, you could, lots of people in the church struggle with gossip, with pride, with
Oh yeah.
arrogance, with with
Oh
just
yeah.
a lot of stuff, right? Like
Hmm.
uh religion, like being righteous. Um and those are just as bad too as if you were to go out there and while out, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because once again, he wants your heart, right? He knows the deepest parts and why we do the things we do. So
Mhm.
even if you're doing all the great things, but it's not coming from the right heart posture, then there's no point of even doing those things.
Exactly. Yeah. I think it took
Mhm.
church hurt for me to actually realize all those things. But I didn't realize
Right.
that. And then I was so committed that it was too hard to leave, even though it was dysfunctional, even though I knew he was telling me to leave. Like,
Hmm.
it's like I was all in. I couldn't really leave, you know?
Hmm.
Especially if you devote like 10 or 14 years somewhere. So,
Right.
yeah, it's very interesting. But again, that can become an idol, right? Like,
Absolutely. Anything can become an idol,
mhm.
even the good things.
Hmm. Yeah, that's definitely true. Yep. So
That's
yeah.
why,
Mhm.
no, that's why God is always just longing for your heart. That's what it comes down to. Is he first in your heart above everything, above all the blessings that he gives you? Is he still first?
Hmm. Yeah, that's a
And that's my
tough
sermon of the day.
one. Exactly. That's a tough one for sure. So,
Mm-hmm.
well, I think we're going to be wrapping it up. Actually, can we have about 9 minutes for an hour. Uh, you have a little bit of time, maybe? Well,
Yeah, yeah. My phone's not charging, so I don't know why, even though it's plugged in, but
okay. Well, we'll get there. We'll at least round it up to an hour. That way
okay.
we will have two podcast shows. So make sure you guys check us out. Make sure you're adding Beauty Blossom as well on TikTok. And you could hear more of her story. You could hear more of my personal story on unlocking destiny on TikTok and Instagram. And we will be posting this as a podcast show. And I hope you guys gained some insight and learned some things today about purpose and, some good points that, yeah, if something angers you, that's usually like a social injustice. That's where your purpose could lie. Look at people around you. If people are saying you're good at something or they notice something about you, like if you're a good writer, you're a good talker, you're a good cook, whatever your talent or skill is, if you have enough people around you saying that, that's probably where your purpose lies. And if there's something that kind of keeps you up at night, you know, that you're thinking about, and we all think about something, we all have something, right? That's
Mm-hmm.
where your purpose can lie as well. And then just asking God, like asking Him, what does He have for your life? What purpose does He want you to do, right? Because doesn't that verse say if you like the desire, He will fulfill the desires of your heart? But now I'm realizing that it's not our desires. It's when we draw close to Him, our desires change for His desires, right?
Yeah, if you delight yourself in the Lord, He will give you the desires of your heart.
Exactly.
So
But it's not
He gives
our
you,
desires like most people think, right?
yeah, because when you seek Him, He starts changing your heart literally to want the things that He wants.
Mhm. And there's kind of like a bad taste for the things that you used to love. Like there's so many things that I used to love. Like, and I'm sure you can relate too, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
partying, going out, and I thought I'd never be able to get that out of my system. Like
I need to.
when I was young, I mean, we're much older now, but I
Mm-hmm.
didn't think, because I was such a social butterfly, talk to everyone. Now when I walk into a place, I'm like, ugh, this feels a bit dark to me. Like it doesn't feel good anymore. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And even just like
Yep.
all the music you intake and all the things that you used to love, it just doesn't feel as good anymore, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That's because He's changing your desires to align with His desires.
Mhm. But it's a long process. I mean, it's been months. Probably been more than months. It's probably been years for me, you know?
Well, yeah, yeah. I mean, we have a lifetime to hopefully get where we're supposed to be or close to it at least.
Yeah, and that would be cool to see that day. Like I can't wait to see that day, when you meet him and you're in heaven and your last day on earth, you know? And I would love
Mm-hmm.
to hear like well done good and faithful servant, or like just feeling that love, like feeling that complete love and seeing your loved ones, seeing people that have passed away but you've impacted, and
Mm-hmm.
and seeing that, like, you know, it's kind of like that billboard sign I talked to you about when my ex passed away, and I saw that when I was going down on the subway, that billboard, and I never saw it ever again. I tried going back the next day, the next week. I couldn't find it. And it was a huge billboard sign that said, "He will thank you later." Like big,
Right.
bold print. And I don't feel like it was at the time where I was really close, or my heart, I always had a conviction, but my heart wasn't super close to God, I would say. you know?
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I definitely always had a type of conviction. And yeah, and I look forward to that day because I believe that's real. Like, I believe, he gave that to me, something so special that there's no way that no one can convince me that that wasn't from God, you know?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah, and it's just interesting too. Like, I also wonder, like, my last day here on earth, what will it be like when I get there? Like, will he show me how many people came into my life to help me that were actually
Mm-hmm.
angels? They weren't even like human. They were
Right.
disguised as, like, I don't know. It says a verse, be careful who you entertain because it could be an angel, right?
Yeah.
So I often think about that too. Like, how many people am I going to be like laugh? Like, I'll be laughing hysterically. Like, I cannot believe that, you know? So, is there anything you think about, like, say, your last day here and what you think about when you see him, basically, or
Yeah.
heaven?
I don't think about my last day here, but I think about heaven often. Like, what are we gonna do? What will it be like? Is it just gonna be like basically kind of like it is here, but perfected, right? Because I feel like when or when we sinned, it was like gray kind of covered the earth because it talks about how the colors are so vibrant. So I think about that. Um, so I just think, okay, will it be like here, but just the perfected version of here? You know what I mean?
I can't even imagine. Yeah, I definitely can't imagine. But looking up all those near death experiences and stories are really fascinating,
They
right?
are. They
I know
are.
you've looked up quite a few. And kids don't lie. People can think whatever they want to think about you, but one thing about kids is they don't lie.
They
So
don't lie.
when
Yeah.
you hear a kid or a 3-year-old saying he saw this or he saw that, you
Yep.
know, like, I don't know, that's pretty incredible. But
Yeah,
doesn't
I
it
agree.
say that he will pour out his spirit, like, on young and old? Like, everyone will begin seeing dreams like that. I'm reading stories, like, even in Iran and a lot of different places, Muslim countries, they're like literally seeing Jesus. Like,
Yeah.
they're seeing them
Yep.
in his dreams. Like, millions of people are turning, you know?
Yeah. Because I think we're in the home stretch, right?
hmm I think we're going to be seeing things in our lifetime that we've never seen before, you know? So
Yeah.
people better,
Well,
like, buckle up and, you know,
this whole thing in Iran is something that's like history in the making. Like 1 million people on the street. I don't know about. That's never happened. I don't think.
especially when they shut off the electricity and shut off everything and they're all going out and they're all taking off their coverings.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's crazy, you know?
Yeah.
So, but apparently I was researching that country that it never used to be like that in the 70s or 80s. Did you know that? It was very westernized, like us. Like, they showed them dressing just like us, very fashionable. Like, it was very, very different. So,
No, I didn't know. I didn't know.
yeah, so I thought that was interesting, just researching a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, we're lucky. I mean, right now, at least right now, right? We have we have certain freedoms, so we should be speaking the truth. We should be sharing with as many people, and we should have urgency with it. And
Absolutely.
whether it's a few people that come or whether it's no one, there's still people in the background. Even watching this replay, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you never know who it will touch and who God is literally moving and shaking and touching people, like, around the world, and celebrities too right now, right? People are sick of what they're seeing in Hollywood and the music industry, and it's just not
It's
sad.
dark.
Yeah, it's dark. It's not
Dark.
satisfying. So you think, out of all those, I can't even think of one celebrity that truly looks happy, with everything that they have. Like, I
Yeah.
can't even think about, like, one, right? So, yeah. So in a sense, I don't know, we're lucky to be where we are right now, and very fortunate, nothing too crazy has happened here. Um so yeah, we should be sharing with as many people as we can, right?
Absolutely.
What we know. And again, it has nothing to do with religion. It has everything to do with relationship. Big difference, right?
Huge, huge
And a
difference.
heart transformation. Like it's like your heart he looks at. He doesn't even look at anything else the way, even the way we're taught in church. I feel like it's like we have to unlearn so many things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's crazy to me. And I feel like, you can do all those things, but if your heart isn't right and you're not really like, you're bypassing people, for example. I see that a lot too when I go to church, right? A lot of clicks, a lot of people bypassing, and it's like, is their heart really there for people?
Yeah, no, I feel like a lot of people there are just checking off the boxes. Oh, I went to church. Oh, I'm serving here. Oh, I'm doing this. Why are you doing it because you genuinely want to? You genuinely have compassion. You genuinely, want to serve people. And I mean, not all, but some are. But it always comes back down to the heart, one on one, you and God. That's it.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. Um, and then another thing that bothers me too is the community aspect. It's like, how can we even preach about talking to people outside when we don't even have community inside? You know what I mean? Like, you're not even saying hi to people inside. Like, even acknowledging someone's alone. Like, how can you talk about community if you're not even a community inside? And I see that a lot, right?
Yep.
So those type of things kind of bother me and make me realize, okay, well, the very thing that bothers you is maybe the thing that you need to change, right?
Possibly, or you're going to the wrong church.
So I always yeah, so I always made it a point to do that, like literally grab people by their collar, snatch them up. I remember that when I used to go to a big mega church. I would literally run out the door and chase people. They're like, "Oh."
Well, I think that's the problem. You can't. How do you have community in a mega church?
And I would keep tapping their back too until they kept ignoring me. And I would keep tapping them until they would turn around and finally say hi to me. I was like, what is wrong with people in a big city? Seriously, can't say hi? What's going on here? But anyways, maybe that's the thing that, yeah, that will lead you to your purpose as well, right? The very thing that you want, or the very thing that you see lacking, is the very thing that you could be a solution to as well. So,
Yeah, no doubt.
yeah. So is there anything else you'd like to add? I think we
No, I'm gonna have to charge my phone because I have Bible study tonight.
Oh, yes, yes. Okay, well, yeah, I think we're a little over 2 hours. I want to thank everyone for coming out as well and hearing us on YouTube and Twitch. We couldn't get Facebook working, but this is going to be one out of many podcast episodes. So look out for that. Make sure you guys are adding Beauty Blossom on TikTok. We will be posting where, as soon as we could figure out, where what we're doing with the podcasts, where we're posting them. We will definitely put that on our pages. You could look me up as well, DJ Honeyflow, and also Beauty Blossom on TikTok. Just Google DJ Honeyflow, you'll find me. And of course, my personal story and journey with grief and loss under Unlocking Destiny. Let us know if you have any topics too. Just DM us.
Mm-hmm.
Let us know if there's any interesting topics you want us to talk about. And we'll definitely add that to our list. Anything that's been on your mind, anything you're thinking of, we could definitely talk about. The first podcast we did was real love versus fake love. You can go back to my YouTube under DJ Honeyflow and check that out as well. That was what, over 4 hours?
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a pretty good show actually. So we talked
Yeah.
about what men wanted, what women wanted. You could go back, of course, on Twitch and YouTube and check that out as well. So this is the second one podcast, and we hope to continue once a month. So yeah, definitely DM us if you want any other topics. And thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. And we will see you
Thank
guys
you.
soon. Is there anything you want to say to them as well?
Be blessed, everybody.
All right. Be blessed, you guys. We'll see you guys soon. Take care.